Manny Pacquiao had spent months organizing the biggest charity event of his career, a fundraiser to build schools across the Philippines. He'd invited celebrities, politicians, and media from around the world. But when he showed up to his own event wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans, the one person he hadn't counted on was Robert Martinez, the security guard who took his job so seriously that he kicked the boxing legend out of his own charity gala. What happened next would not only become the most talked about moment of the evening, but completely change Robert's life in ways he never could have imagined. Everything was perfectly prepared at Manila's most prestigious hotel, the Grand Plaza. Months of preparation for the Pacquiao Education Foundation Gala Night had finally been completed. Golden banners hung from the balconies, luxury tables arranged under crystal chandeliers. Tonight's goal was to raise 500 million pesos. Robert Martinez had been working as a security guard for 15 years. He was a man dedicated to his job, strictly adherent to rules, disciplined. For Robert, a father of two, this job wasn't just a source of income, it was also a source of pride. "Tonight is very important," said Security Chief Mike. "Very famous people will be coming. Every detail needs to be perfect." Robert nodded. "Don't worry, Chief. Nobody will get in inappropriately." Guests began arriving at 7 p.m. Elegant tuxedos, stunning dresses, luxury cars. Robert was checking every guest against the invitation list, politely redirecting anyone in inappropriate attire. At 7:30, as Robert waited at the entrance, a modestly dressed man approached. Light blue t-shirt, black jeans, simple sneakers. Almost 40 years old, small-built, smiling Filipino. "Good evening," the man said politely. Robert looked the man up and down. "Good evening. Do you have an invitation?" "Invitation?" The man seemed a bit surprised. "Yes, sir, this is a private event. I can't let you in without an invitation." The man smiled. "Actually, I'm sorry, sir," Robert interrupted. "We also have a dress code. Formal attire is required." The man looked at his own clothes. "Of course, but Sir, I want to help you, but the rules are clear. Without a formal invitation and appropriate attire, I cannot allow guests inside." The man thought for a moment, then nodded. "I understand. You're just doing your job." "Exactly, sir. If you'd like information about this event, reception can help you." "Thank you," the man said calmly. "Is there perhaps another entrance?" "There's a service entrance in the back, but that's only for staff." "I see. Thank you." The man walked away, smiling. Robert returned to his duties, satisfied that he had done his job correctly. 10 minutes later, hotel manager Jennifer came in a panic. "Robert, have you seen Manny Pacquiao?" "Manny Pacquiao? No, ma'am, he hasn't arrived yet." "What do you mean he hasn't arrived? He was supposed to call 20 minutes ago." "Maybe he's running late, or there's traffic." Jennifer pulled out her phone. "Manny, where are you? Everyone's waiting for you." Robert was listening to Jennifer's phone conversation. "What do you mean, security didn't let me in? Which security?" Robert's heart began to race. T-shirt and jeans. "Oh no. Robert," Jennifer hung up and turned to Robert. "Robert, did you just turn away a casually dressed man?" Robert's face went white. "Yes, but that was Manny Pacquiao, the host of this event." Robert's knees began to shake. "Oh God, I didn't know." "He's now trying to enter through the back of the kitchen. Come on." They both ran to the back. Robert's heart felt like it would stop. He would definitely lose his job. Maybe he'd never find work anywhere. Behind the kitchen, that modestly dressed man was talking with the chefs. He was smiling, shaking the chef's hands. "Manny," Jennifer called out, "I'm so sorry." The man turned around. He was still smiling. "Jennifer, don't worry. Your security guard is doing a perfect job." Robert stepped forward, his hands and feet trembling. "Sir, I'm so sorry. I didn't recognize you. Please forgive me." Pacquiao came over to Robert. "Robert, right?" "Yes, sir," Robert said, bowing his head. "You did a perfect job, Robert." Robert was surprised. "Sir? You followed the rules. You did your duty. I respect you for that." But I kicked you out of the event, Pacquiao laughed. And that made me very happy, because it means my event is in safe hands. Jennifer was still in shock. Manny, I'm really so sorry. Jennifer, you should thank Robert. You're lucky to have such an honest employee. Robert couldn't believe it. Sir, you're really not angry? Why would I be angry? You did your job correctly. I came casually, didn't bring an invitation. You didn't let me in. Makes sense. But who am I, Robert? Manny Pacquiao, world champion. Right, but tonight you could have thought I was some rule-breaking rich guy. Maybe someone who wanted to break the rules. You treated everyone equally. That's wonderful. Robert's eyes were getting moist. Thank you, sir. Now, would you like to join the event? Me? But I'm a security guard. And you're tonight's hero. Come, I want to be proud of you. Pacquiao led Robert to the event hall. The 500-person hall looked magnificent. Everyone applauded Pacquiao, but he kept Robert beside him. Friends, Pacquiao said when he took the microphone, tonight I want to introduce you to a hero. The crowd looked at Robert. Robert's face turned red. This is Robert Martinez, security guard for 15 years. Tonight he kicked me out of the event. The hall was shocked. Because he followed the rules, because he did his job right, because he had principles. This is what a real hero looks like. The hall gave a standing ovation. Robert was crying. Robert, Pacquiao continued, tonight I'm going to ask you for a big favor. Anything, sir. Would you like to be my personal security chief? Robert's mouth fell open. I 10 times the salary, insurance for your family, university scholarships for your children, but most importantly, having someone who will tell me the truth. Robert couldn't speak. Think about it, Robert. But know this, tonight you taught me something very important. What did I teach you, sir? That character matters, not money, fame, or power. That night, Robert returned home as a different person. His wife, Maria, was waiting for him at the door. How was work, honey? Robert hugged Maria. Our life has changed, Maria, completely changed. And he told Maria everything that happened that evening, every detail. Maria didn't believe it at first. Did Manny Pacquiao fire you or promote you? I don't understand. Both, Robert laughed. He fired me from my old job and hired me for a new one. The next day he went to Pacquiao's office, a luxurious office, assistants, conference rooms. Robert felt like he was dreaming. Welcome, Robert, Pacquiao said. Are you ready? Ready for what, sir? Training. Becoming a personal security expert isn't easy. You'll receive 6 months of training from the best. Sir, why are you giving me this chance? Pacquiao thought. Because you're honest, Robert. Because you're not afraid to tell the truth. That's very rare. The training process was difficult. Robert learned physical conditioning, defense techniques, protocol, event security. The hardest part was learning how to interact with celebrities. Robert, Pacquiao said one day, you don't have to change. I hired you as you are. But sir, I should be more professional. You're already professional. That's why you're here. After 6 months, Robert became Pacquiao's official security chief. His first assignment was another charity event. Robert, Pacquiao said before the event, today we have very important guests, but remember, rules apply equally to everyone, Robert said, smiling. Exactly. That evening, a famous politician came in inappropriate attire. Robert politely turned him away. Do you know who I am? The politician shouted. Yes, sir. But the rules are clear. The politician complained to Pacquiao. Pacquiao supported Robert. Rules apply to everyone, Pacquiao said calmly. Robert never forgot this moment, the first time his employer supported him. A year later, Robert was not only security chief, but one of Pacquiao's closest advisors. Robert, what do you think about the new event? Pacquiao would ask. Security-wise, it's risky, sir. I suggest a different venue. And Pacquiao would listen, because what Robert said made sense. 2 years later, Robert started his own security company. With Pacquiao's support, he had a 50-person team. Martinez Security Solutions became one of the most respected security firms in the Philippines. "Remember, Robert," Pacquiao would say, "you're still that honest security guard. Never change." Robert's children now attend private schools. His wife Maria opened her own hair salon. The family moved to a luxury home, but Robert still has the same principles. "Dad," his son said one day, "did you really kick Manny Pacquiao out of an event?" Robert laughed. "Yes, son, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life." "Why?" "Because I did my job right, and doing the right thing is always rewarded." Today, Robert is one of Pacquiao's most trusted men. Pacquiao consults him not only on security matters, but also on business decisions. "Robert is different," Pacquiao says. "He tells me the truth regardless of money, fame, or titles." Robert says, "Manny gave me a chance, but the real luck was his, finding someone honest." Every year on the anniversary of that first event, they have a special dinner together. They call it Our Meeting Day. "What did you feel that night?" Pacquiao asks every time. "I was very embarrassed," Robert says, "but now I understand that it was the moment I'm most proud of." "Why?" "Because it showed my character. And you saw it." "I already knew, Robert. You just proved yourself." This story didn't just change Robert's life. It also changed Pacquiao's security standards. Now all his events have the Robert rule. No one is exempt from the rules. "Why does this rule exist?" guests ask. "Because there's no unfairness with us," Pacquiao says. "Everyone is equal." Robert is now a legend in the security industry. He trains young security guards. "What's the most important rule?" he asks them. "Doing what's right," they say. "What if the person in front of you is famous?" Still do what's right. "What if you risk losing your job?" Still do what's right. Because, Robert says, doing the right thing never embarrasses you. My story is proof of that. And it really is. Because he did his job right that evening. Robert reached beyond his dreams in just one night. Sometimes the biggest opportunities look like the biggest mistakes. Sometimes the moment you need to show your character might be the hardest moment. But if you keep doing what's right, life rewards you. Robert's story proves this. Honesty always wins. Your principles never leave you alone, and sometimes not recognizing someone is the beginning of truly knowing them. "I'm very lucky I didn't recognize Manny Pacquiao," Robert says now, "because I got to know him as a person of character. That's more valuable." And Pacquiao says, "I'm lucky I found Robert, because I found a real man." Their friendship is much more than a business relationship. It's based on mutual respect, trust, and shared values. And they both know that first encounter wasn't coincidence. It was destiny. Because sometimes life tests you. And when you pass that test, doors you can't imagine open up. The story continues today. Robert's security company now employs over 200 people, many of them former guards who learned the Robert way. Integrity first, rules for everyone, respect through actions. "Every guard who works for me knows one thing," Robert tells new employees. "We don't just protect bodies, we protect principles. We don't just guard events, we guard trust." Pacquiao visits the company headquarters regularly, not as a boss checking on an employee, but as a friend proud of another friend's success. "You know what I learned from Robert?" Pacquiao tells young entrepreneurs. "Success isn't about who you know or how famous you are. It's about who you are when no one is watching." Robert's children, now teenagers, understand their father's story better as they grow older. His daughter Maria, named after her mother, wants to study business management to help expand the family company. His son Pablo wants to become a lawyer, inspired by his father's commitment to fairness and justice. "Dad," Pablo asked recently, "what would you have done if Mr. Pacquiao had gotten angry that night?" Robert thought carefully. "The same thing, son. Because doing right isn't about the consequences. It's about who you choose to be." This principle has become the foundation of Martinez Security Solutions training program. Every new guard learns not just physical techniques and protocols, but also the character-first philosophy that made their company famous. We've had offers to expand internationally. Robert tells Pacquiao during one of their monthly dinners. Security firms from America, Dubai, even Europe want to partner with us. What do you think? Pacquiao asks. I think we should stay true to our roots. Quality over quantity, character over profit. Pacquiao smiles. This is why I knew you were special that first night. You understand what really matters. The annual gala has become one of the Philippines' most anticipated charity events, raising tens of millions of pesos each year for education. And every year, Robert personally checks every guest at the entrance, not because he has to, but because he wants to. Some guests try to name drop or show off their connections, Jennifer, still the hotel manager, observes. But Robert treats everyone exactly the same way. That's the point, Pacquiao says. Fairness isn't about treating important people well. It's about treating everyone with the same respect. The story of Robert and Pacquiao has become more than just a tale of mistaken identity. It's become a model for businesses across the Philippines, showing that success comes not from cutting corners or playing favorites, but from maintaining integrity even when it seems difficult. Sometimes people ask me if I regret not recognizing him immediately, Robert reflects. But I realize now that if I had recognized him, I might have treated him differently. And then, he never would have seen who I really was. This paradox, that not knowing someone famous led to truly knowing them as a person, has become Robert's favorite lesson to share with young people. Fame is temporary, he tells them. Character is permanent. Invest in what lasts. And Pacquiao, now in his 40s and considering retirement from boxing, often says that Robert taught him the most important lesson of his career, that the real measure of a champion isn't how many titles you win, but how you treat people when you have nothing to gain from it. Robert showed me respect when he thought I was nobody, Pacquiao explains. That taught me more about leadership than any victory in the ring ever did. Their story continues to inspire, proving that sometimes the most important moments in our lives come disguised as ordinary encounters, and that doing the right thing, even when it's difficult, even when it seems like a mistake, always leads to something beautiful.